What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday to all of you. The day has started with a big win. Dave LA's max bet. A bunch of us were on. It was a bunch of the cappers that we respect dearly in the chat said, that is the play to make. We jumped on it, and it cashed. Feels really good. It's been a great week. We need to keep it rolling. We have the Belmont Stakes on Saturday. We got a big Ragu video here today on our show. Can't wait to see what Big Ragu is on. I have not seen what he's on yet, so I'm very excited to see how he's rolling with the Belmont Stakes. We have a Mr. Fat Fist video. We have Donny Right Side. We have King Rail. I have plays to add. This is going to be an enormous show, and we started a few minutes late because of a tech issue, and I've got to be very quick. First off, nothing means more to me than Saturday, third jewel of the Triple Crown. 1.5 miles on dirt. I'm so pumped. 10 horses, 2 big favorites. My long shot's taking a ton of cash, but I would sure love it if you guys would join the Beat the Bag contest. $250 to the winner, free to enter. Here is the program. Just take a look at the program. Pick the horses that you want to jump on. There you go. Paste it there. There's the program. Just take a look at the program and then jump on the SBR forum thread right here. Hop on it and list the horses that you've got to win. The more people that enter it, the more money we can have for prizes, the more I get to do it. So please join in and check it out. Also, I will put the link to my full breakdown. Only 19 minutes long. I cut it. Only 19 minutes long, my breakdown of the Belmont race. I am so excited about tonight. We have so much excitement with the Raptors, Warriors, Belmont tomorrow. Oh, and we started the day off with a big win. So shout out to all the cappers in chat. We got Lance LaRose says, we the North, let's go Raptors. We got Steven Gonzalez says, Raptors. Lamont Williams says, I want to thank Red Girl for helping me make the right pick on the Cubs game. Lamont Williams, I have tailed your max bet. I am on your first 5 under 4 in that Braves game. Brian Watson, Bricker Overland, Ron Lofton. Brian Watson says Blues tomorrow. I'm going to have to watch some interviews because I didn't know, sorry. Watching the interviews of the Blues going into Game 5, I saw laser focus, locked in, and they really had no pressure on them going into Boston. Boston was supposed to win that game. I just love the spot. Now the Stanley Cup is going to be in the building, and I've got to see how they sound. Because initially, I'd like Boston in Game 6. But I was hoping to get more than a plus 105. And I tell you what, it's not worth it. Seeing a plus 105 for the Bruins, to me, that's Blues or nothing. So that's what's changed. If I'm going to take the Bruins to bounce back here in Game 6 in St. Louis, you got to give me some plus money on it. It's just not enough. So I'm going to need more time to study it. Shout out to Parlay Poppy in that. We got the bartender, Paco Healy, Brandon Lugo, Mr. Fat Fist there. His video is going to pop off in about 24 minutes. We got CT. Actually, no, it's not, because we're going to pop it off after Donny Right Side. So CT Bays, Yanks guy, Paco Healy, Stephen Dollery, Ricardo Gutierrez. There's our guy, Dave L.A., The Herb, Jorge, Don't Play, Lamont Williams with this max bet that I have tailed. Jonathan Succi in the house. We got Walla Walla Dose, Stack Wap, Eric Jones, Mickey Cohen. My guy, Paco Healy, love him so much. Douglas Robinson. And Dave L.A. says, next stop, Raptors money line. I love it. Okay, let's get to work. I missed out on a couple of people. There's our guy, not applicable. I haven't seen enough of him. There's Atlas Party saying, Jimmy, tonight jump on Danny Green over 8.5 points and 3.5 rebounds. Easy money, Jimmy. I'm a little concerned, actually. But one thing that works for it is that he has now going to get the run of that position. So, Norm Powell was taking some of his minutes. I don't expect that to happen anymore. But if it's all about Clay, because Clay can defend him. Clay can defend the perimeter. Without Clay, he hit 6 threes. We're going to talk about that when King Rail joins us. Dave LA now up 41 units in the last 30 days. That is spectacular. Okay, let's get to work. There's our guy, Tony Brucher, in the house. We got Joe and Nisi. Oh, it says not much better than some lunch money. Nice seeing Joe and Nisi and Dave LA on the same page on that game. It's so funny when you see two cappers that you respect and you see them come together like that and you're like, oh, I'm in. Okay, let's get to work. We're going to save the Raptors game for King Rail. Now, I need to go to spots. Sorry, we're going to save the Raptors game for King Rail. But I need to, there's our guy, Trotwam in the house. Now, Bricker Overland says we got to talk a little Belmont as well. It's perfect, Bricker Overland. You guys know who I'm on. You guys know how I'm handling it. I'm $100 across the board, $300 bet on spin off the 6. What you're going to see now is how Big Ragu is handling the race, and I think that's perfect. You want to hear different angles and different ideas. You know exactly how I'm going to make my bets. I'm going to tweet out, as soon as I make the bets, I'll tweet out the tickets. You're going to see how I'm doing it, and then you get to see how Big Ragu's handling his cash, is his role. So it's perfect. So I think that's how we're going to keep it, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm going to let Big Ragu handle it. Okay. So, and there's Ricardo Gutierrez saying Carolina Kolowich by decision. Interesting look. Okay. Now, we don't have much time. In 19 minutes, Donny Right Side's here. And then between that, we've got the Fat Fist video and the Ragu video. So, and David Light says, what do you think? Who do you think is Raptors MVP right now? I want to drop some money on them. Oh, well, come on. It's Kawhi. It's Kawhi and Kawhi and Kawhi. Obviously, Siakam's a huge difference maker, but there's nobody other than Kawhi. It's Kawhi, and then there's everybody else. There's the sports cake in the house. Okay. So let me first go to the additions that I need to add on games that we didn't fully cap. And let me just tell you my plays to start. So right now, the plays that I'm on this MLB card, we cashed with the Cubbies. I'm on the Indians at plus 108. I'm on the over 7.5 and Rockies Mets. I am on the first 5 under 4 with our guy Lamont Williams. First 5 under 4 minus 120 in Braves Marlins. There's Brendan Cruz. Love seeing that. There's him 13. Love it. Love it. Okay. Sorry, I got to keep focused here. I'm on the Rangers first 5 at minus 115. I'm basically, and this is a dangerous thing, but I'm basically saying he will bounce back from that terrible start he had against the A's earlier in the year. There's Nelson Reynoso saying we the North. Okay, those are the plays I'm on. So I only have 4 more plays after we cash with the Cubbies. Let's get to work. There's Big Guy Bubba up 20-plus units last 3 days. Keep rolling. You know, it's been a great week for all of us. And let's enjoy that. Let's enjoy the victories because it's hard. And there's debilitating losses. So let's enjoy the victories. Okay, first things first. I'm making 2 plays on the Pirates-Brewers game. The first play I'm making is a play that Twadi Latte, our friend, Twadi Latte told me to take on the morning show, and I did not. Let's see if the market's changed from half an hour ago. It was minus 104. Let's see what it is right now. It is now... Sorry, where is it? My fault. Oh, God, sorry. It wasn't... Okay, here we go. It is now minus 103. Okay. This was a play given to us. Oh, and Lamont Williams says you like Texas full game over 10 and Cleveland... Oh, nice. That's what Lamont is on. Texas full game over 10 and Cleveland money line today. Well, I'm on the Cleveland money line. Okay, I'm going to take the Pirates team total over. I'm getting over 3.5 at minus 103. That's at Pinnacle. Team total over 3.5 minus 103. I'm also taking the full game over in the Pirates Brew Crew game. Here we go. Full game totals here. Full game over in the Pirates Brew Crew game. It's at 9.5 at plus 100. Now this was opened at 9. It opened at 9. So if Gin Rummy wanted this play, he would have got it at 9. Unfortunately, I'm getting it at 9.5 at plus 100. There we go. There's Parlay Poppy. Pirates team total over 3.5. Okay, let's talk about it quickly and keep it pretty space. Rookie Davis. This kid's no rookie. He's almost not a kid anymore. He's a journeyman. 5.87 ERA, 1.43 whip, 7 2/3, 8 Ks, 3 walks, 2 homers. And then Woodruff for the Brew Crew. 7-1, 3.82 ERA, 1.20 whip. Pirates rating 259, 744 OPS. Brewers rating 249 against righties. Brewers rating 249, 771 OPS. Pittsburgh 6-9 their last 15. Going for 3 straight wins here. Milwaukee was destroyed by the Marlins, outscored 24-3, and then they came back. on Thursday. They're only 8-9 the last 17 games. Russell Gordy is on the under 9.5 in this spot. Lamont Williams is on the Milwaukee run line. Twatty Latte says Rookie Davis is terrible. And I'm backing. I love this play that Twatty put me on in the morning. I just needed some time. Just vagina coffee in the house. Josh Bell, 56 ribbies. Hit safely in 33 of his last 33 of his last 35 games with a 380 average. He leads the majors with 25 doubles. He's rolling. The Pirates have at least 8 hits in their last 13 straight games. Brian Reynolds hitting 396 during a 14-game hitting streak. Colin Moran hitting 339 with 5 homers and 16 RBIs last 8 games. 2-run homer on Thursday. Woodruff has an 8.31 ERA in 4 appearances against the Buccos. Davis making his first start, 5th appearance. He was 1-3 with a 5.35 ERA in AAA Indianapolis. Signed as a minor league free agent in February. Davis previously pitched for the Reds. Was 1-3 with an 8.63 ERA in 7 appearances in 2017. He's 0-1 with a 13.50 ERA in 2 career appearances against Milwaukee. Oh, and there's King Rail on the Mystics. Right there, Mystics, full -8.5. King Rail will be joining us. Okay, so that's the first game I needed to lock down. Those are 2 plays that I will be adding to my action. And shout out to our guy representing Pittsburgh, Twatty Latte. Okay. Next spot. The Taint play of the day is on the White Sox. And I get it. But I prefer believing in Homer Bailey in this spot. Now, I'm not going to take the Royals. The Royals hit righties better than the White Sox. Royals are hitting 253, 753 OPS versus righties. But I've seen so many people on the White Sox, and the line isn't moving. The line isn't moving. And I am looking at Homer Bailey against these White Sox. Now, McCann hits him 2 for 4, 2 singles. Against Homer Bailey, the White Sox are 6 for 24 with 5 singles and 1 double. 1 run. No RBIs. He gets to them. He was against them in a rain-shortened game, and he looked very good. Raven in the Desert's always on the Pirates under 9.5, or also on the Pirates under 9.5. Not applicable says White Sox might win it. Listen, if you hear the Taint play of the day is on it, I understand why you'd back it. Nova's looked better the last few starts. Let's break this down more. Nova has a 3.32 ERA over his past 3 starts. But he's just won one of those games. His last outing was against the Indians. Nova was strong until the last 2 innings. He went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned, 6 hits, didn't allow a hit until the 4th. Nova's faced the Royals just once this year. 5 innings, no decision. Bailey's faced the White Sox once in his career, rain-interrupted game, but he's faced these batters in other spots. He allowed 1 run in 4 1/3. Farshad Assami's also on the Pirates under. A lot of people on the Pirates under. I'm not. Gas Station Sushi on Tax, Joevia, Spinoff, and Tacitus. Exactor trifecta box. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Gas Station Sushi, my guy. I love that look. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste that. Okay, so all that said and done, I am going to focus on these 2 starters. I'm going to expect them to pitch pretty well. And I'm going to take the first 5 under. The first 5. Oh, also, it's 11 miles per hour in, 83 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy. First half, total, KC, White Sox. I'm taking under 5.5. I'm getting -101. That's available at Bookmaker. Under 5.5. -101. All right, book it. Raven in the Desert's also on Wings, +5.5. And Liberty, +10. Yes, he says, cut and paste it. That's what I'm doing. The bartender knows. Parlay Poppy says, really want to take the under on White Sox, but too scared. Parlay Poppy. Let me give you the strength. Actually, I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction. If you're scared, then maybe your gut's telling you not to take it. Okay, then we have Mariners, Angels, Nationals, Padres, Dodgers, Giants. We haven't talked enough about these games. And we should. And hopefully Donny Right Side's going to talk about some of these games as well. Let's talk Mariners, Angels. Marco Gonzalez just got destroyed by this Angels lineup, but that was in Seattle. Can you say that in a different stadium, he's a different pitcher? It could be possible here. They got 10 runs in 4 2/3 against him on Sunday. Pujols had a 3-run homer. Trout's hitting 462. Fletcher 400 lifetime batting averages against Gonzalez. But Gonzalez has never lost at Los Angeles. Now, I'm saying this, and I'm not taking the Mariners. But Gonzalez has never lost at Los Angeles. He's 2-0 with a 3.10 ERA in 5 starts. Even with that 10 runs in 4 2/3, he still has a 4.26 ERA against these guys. Ron Lofton saying under in the Angels game. Mally Mouse says, did we talk Philly Cincy? No, but we will. We will. I just want to get over just the 3 games that we didn't touch at all in the morning show. Heaney, 28 years old, 1-3, 3.86 ERA in 8 career starts against the Mariners. 4.09 ERA, 0.73 whip in his 11 innings so far this year. He looks great. 18 Ks and 1 walk. Heaney's throwing fire. Twatty Latte saying Marco has some bad stuff. Mally Mouse saying this game isn't interesting. One thing about it is the huge line move towards the Angels. A giant line move towards the Angels. Let's go to a full game. Spreads and totals. Angels opening up at minus 152, a 30-cent move. So not ridiculously huge, but big. Not applicable says was leaning Seattle here. 70 Fahrenheit, 7 miles per hour at straightaway center. Tolkien on the over 9. Now we have Marjaficis and the Padres against Fetty in the Nationals. Fetty's looked very good this year. Take a quick look at run line or lines and totals here in this spot with SD. What we're getting is Padres open up at minus 121 and the favorite flips. The Washington Nationals are now the favorite in this game. This total opened at under 8.5 and slightly juiced to the under. It's now moved to the over, and the over is juiced. It's now moved a half run up to 9 from 8.5. There we go. And Russell Gordon saying line hasn't moved in LA game. Seattle may get it first 5. What do you mean as, I guess since the morning? Is that what you mean? Or the first 5 line hasn't moved? Because the money line's moved huge. Oh, but you're right. Not really since not since 11:10 a.m. So it hasn't moved in 5 hours. But before that, a giant 33-cent move. Okay. Let's stay focused. Nationals, Padres. We have a giant show today. Raven in the Desert saying under Padres. And Big Ragu saying Gonzo bounces back. Big Ragu liking Gonzalez to bounce back in Seattle. And I feel you, Russell, since the morning. I get you. DJ Big Boss liking the San Diego under. So they're believing in Marjaficis, which is hard to do. Nationals are hitting 287, 851 OPS versus lefties. Padres get Tatis Jr. back. He looks incredible. He sparks the offense. Marjaficis' first 3 starts, 1.69 ERA, 0.625 whip. Over his past 3 starts, he's given up 15 earned runs on 22 hits. And over his last 12 innings, he's 11.25 ERA and 2.083 whip. Yeah, Notbill says, I love San Diego last night, but I don't know how you could like him tonight. Does anybody like him tonight? I don't see anyone backing them now. Parlay Poppy saying, Nationals so deadly against lefties. I think this move makes sense. I think this move makes sense backing, even though there's been a huge move. There's our guy, Flipper 13. I think it just makes sense here to back. Oh, let's see what Paco has to say. Says, I think the Nats win this one. Had Padres, yes. Oh, that's Mally Mall. Paco Ely said, I'd like the under until I just saw Poppy on Washington team total over. Twatty Lodge says, Padres are a tail team for me. Poppy saying, Marjaficis just 1-4, 7.09 ERA and 6 home starts this season, compared to 3.32 ERA away from Petco Park. CT Bay says, hell no on the Padres. Bartender says, no, I don't back the Padres. I do not like the Padres here. I understand this giant line move. Now, Jin Rummy will be sitting back going, well, then you should have taken it when they were a plus money dog. And he's right. But I guess it took me a little time to understand it. Maybe the market move is pushing me in that direction. See exactly what we're getting money line if we back the Nationals. Minus 109, minus 110. What if you just take them first 5? What if you just take them first 5 and focus on the Fetty Marjaficis matchup? Let's do that. I'm going to take the Nationals first 5. I'm going to let their bullpen screw it up. No, I don't want it. Minus 115 of 5 dimes. I'm taking it. I'm taking Nationals first 5. Minus 115. And then Parlay Poppy saying Padres huge value if down. CT Bay say you guys might be right about the over. Okay. Then we have Dodgers, Giants. The Giants always play the Dodgers well. I mean, do you really want to take, and Joe and EC liking that first 5 team total over? The Herb says Nats first 5, no worry on that crap bullpen. And Polly Poppy says Nats first 5 also to play. Fetty is scary. Okay. Now, and Joe and EC first 5 over for 2.5 for the Dodgers. Is it really just 2.5 against Pomeranz? Let's quickly see what it is against Pomeranz. Team total for the Dodgers, 2.5 at -112 against Pomeranz. Why? How? How is that possible? Is that setting us up? Jonathan, I do like it. I'm on it. It's Lamont Williams' max bet, and I jumped on it. Okay, Dodgers, Joe Anisi, is that just the easiest play on the board? Should we be scared of it? The numbers versus lefties for the Dodgers keep going up. How do we not jump on that Dodgers team total over with Joe Anisi? How do we not jump on that? Oh, and DJ Big Boss took a quarter shot with San Francisco plus 200. DJ Big Boss, expand on that. It's just because the Giants play them so tough. I know Pomeranz has okay numbers against San Francisco. But man, I mean, and we know Kershaw's spectacular numbers against LA. Kershaw's spectacular numbers against San Francisco. 1.70 ERA, 0.851 whip. Giants are 4-16 in Pomeranz starts. He's a 19.16 ERA during the month. Not gone 5 innings any of his past 5 outings. Ryan Veal on Dodgers first 5 run line. Same with James Wilson. If you're going to take that, Twatty Latte said it's 4.5. You mean the full game? He's talking about first 5, just focusing on Pomeranz. D-Batch says Dodgers first 5. I mean, you'd have to take him on you'd have to create a -1 line. Put half the money on it or set it up so that it covers itself, but -0.5 and -1.5. Christopher Kaiser on the over. The Giants just always play this team tough, and I'm just... Yeah, DJ Big Boss says Giants always get the Dodgers. And Twatty saying Pomeranz may be worse than Edwin Jackson. Russell Gordy says, man, stop. Dodgers roll. Farsha Sami says Dodgers over. Joanie said Dodgers trouble hitting lefties, but Pomeranz not your after lefty. They don't anymore. Look at their numbers against lefties. Now 257, 781. Mickey Cohen says Giants is my upset of the night. Wow. Okay, we're going to be joined shortly by our guy, Donny Right Side. But first, I would like to play our Big Ragu video. This is the only way we're going to be able to get everything in. And so we're going to go right back to baseball very shortly when we have Donny Right Side with us. We haven't talked again on this show with all the early games, but we now covered every game pretty deep on both shows. So Donny Right Side's going to join us. We're going to deep dive on the rest of the games. I've added plays on the other games. Let's do that. Okay, so Rafa, my man, can we see the Belmont Stakes video from our guy, Big Ragu?
We know that sound, right? It's the call to the post. It's Saturday, June 8th, Elmont, New York, the Belmont Stakes, race 11. But before we get into that, what a card. I just got to say, every race on that card that day is going to be loaded with talent, money to be made, great betting opportunities. And matter of fact, I'm going to give you 2 races before the big race starts. I'm going to put you on 2 horses in each of the races. Race number 9, okay? Ferenzi Fire. I want you to bet him. He's a 7 horse. Horse has never lost at Belmont. Undefeated. You bet that horse. Race number 9, horse number 7, Ferenzi Fire. Race number 10, okay, Bricks and Mortar. I think Bricks and Mortar is the best horse in the country, okay? That's to be argued, but in my opinion, I love that horse. You bet him. Race number 10, horse number 8, Bricks and Mortar. Bet him to win also, okay? Now to the big race. Let me get my notes out here. All right, here we go. I'm going to give you 5 horses. I want you to play these in an exacta box. You might catch a bomb if the favorite doesn't hit. These are horses I like. I'm going to be on these horses. 5 horses, I'm going to run them down to you. Number 5, Bourbon War at a Tappet. Now, he ran the Preakness. He added blinkers. Didn't like them. Now they're going to take the blinkers off here, which should help him out. In the Preakness, the crowd kind of distracted him. He was cocking his head, running around the turn both times down the stretch. Like I say, he gets Mike Smith this trip. Now, Mike Smith's been bouncing around because Omaha Beach scratched originally for him in the Derby. I think Mike Smith gives him a good ride. We're going to use him Bourbon War. Number 6, Spinoff. Javier Castellano and Pletcher. He should bounce back from the Derby. He didn't like the slop in the Derby. Had a little bit of a rest here. Now, this horse was on the improve. I really liked him in the Derby. He was one of my plays. Came 18th, didn't run worth a shit. I think this race, he makes a little bit bounce back of a run here, and he should figure also. We're going to look at the 7. Interesting horse, right? Sir Winston. Now, Sir Winston ran in the Peter Pan at Belmont, ran a strong race, came second. He's out of Awesome, again, in a Fleet Alex. Now, we know Fleet Alex had a pretty successful Belmont run. This is his second time out, and he gets Rosario. Now, Rosario is one heck of a rider when coming off the pace. There's nobody better than him on a prize horse to close a race. We're going to use the 7, Sir Winston. Now, number 8, real interesting horse also, that also ran in the Peter Pan with Sir Winston, Intrepid Heart. Now, he's got Johnny V up. He gets Pletcher. He's a Tapit horse. Touch Gold on the mother side, which is also a Belmont winner. Third time out. Adding blinkers, a lot to like about that. Number 8, Intrepid Heart, we're going to use him also. And number 10, the favorite, Tacitus. Horse I've been all over throughout the Triple Crown series. He's going off real short here, like 9-5. Not crazy about the price. You know, Mott and Ortiz, they're very tactical group, you know, as far as the way they're going to set this horse up to run the race. He's a presser. He'll be sitting off the pace, and most of your Belmont winners have been coming off the pace slightly. We'll see how that fares out for him, but a real short price here, which I'm not crazy about, but more than likely the winner. But here, I'm going to give you a long shot play to win this race. And we're gonna roll with the 8, Intrepid Heart, at 10-1. Put $100 on the nose for him to win. That's a G note if it hits, so I'm not gonna bet the chalk. We're gonna bet the long shot, number 8, Intrepid Heart, and hopefully I'll see you at the window.
There's our guy, Big Ragu. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm not taking Tacitus, although we know Belmont, Jose Ortiz, Juddmonte Farms. Juddmonte Farms had 3 horses running the Belmont. None have come worse than third. Empire Maker won it for them in 2003. But I'm on one of those horses he talked about, number 6 spinoff, morning line 15-1. I've heard it's down to 8-1 at some books, 10-1 at some books, 12-1 at some books. I'm on spinoff. There's our guy, Big Ragu. How lucky are we that we get to roll with our guy, Big Ragu? I love it. And that's how he's using his $200 roll. I'm doing very simple work with my $300 roll. $100 across the board. Win, play, show, spin off, long shot, 15-1. And if you want more information on that, I will put the link of my video that I broke down, and it's a little tighter, 19 minutes. But let's get back to baseball. Thank you for that, Ragu. Man, I love you. Let's get to another guy that I love, man. And how lucky are we that we get Donny Right Side every Friday here on Betting with the Bag. Makes me so happy. Love putting a bow on the week with you, my friend. Donny Right Side, how you doing on this Friday evening?
We wind down the end of the week. This is my last show of the week, and it's a lot of fun to enjoy, and I'm excited for it, and thank you for having me again, Jimmy, on Friday.
Oh, I absolutely love having you. We've had a giant week. So, Donny, last week was the worst week I've had in the MLB season. I went down 17.5 units in 1 week alone. So far this week, I've got back about 12.5 of them, which is very good because I got to wake up in the morning, Donny. So I've had we hit with the Cubs already in the morning. We're rolling with gas. I put my bets in, or no, my early bets. I've got 5 early bets now, 4 left after the Cubs. I just added a few plays. What I want to know is what are you on, my friend? Lead us to the first game you want to talk about.
Yeah, I got actually 4 games we'll take a look at tonight. Now, the one, I usually like to get in the chat box a little bit early to get the little, take the temperature gauge of what we're looking at. And whoever is noticing right now, because sometimes you take the easy way out. Like yesterday, if we're just looking and saying, you know what, Jimmy, the Toronto game, Edwin Jackson's on the mound. My goodness, why aren't we just taking the Yankees? Why aren't we just taking the Yankees on the run line? Why aren't we just taking the Yankees on a team total? But I like to do a little bit of detective work when we come on here and try to find one of those little underdog type wagers, so to speak. And they were on it on there. The Pittsburgh Pirates team total, Jimmy, of 3.5. I really like this play. You're getting half juice because I was just checking a little short while ago. Pittsburgh on most sites out there, team total 3.5 minus 105. So to sort of explain it and say, you know what? They're going up against a really tough team, a team that's better than them. They're going on the road. I know the Pittsburgh Bats have struggled at times on the season on the road, but you try to find some advantages that we can isolate and use them. But when you take a look at Woodruff, outside of his last start, who once again, Jimmy, was against those Pittsburgh Pirates that they put up 6 runs on him already in that game. Before that, he looked like an ace. And look at the pricing in today's games. Woodruff is on the mound. This isn't like Sandy Koufax or Steve Carlton from back in the day. Minus 266, minus 270s across the board. So you would think there's going to be some runs and a dominating performance by Milwaukee. But I think there's a little bit of added edge we can have with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jimmy, if we take a look at the lineup and we just isolate Woodruff. His xFIP on the season is really good. It's at 350. If you're a right-handed batter, Jimmy, versus Woodruff, not really going to work out in your direction. As we take a look, 152 batters from the right-hand side that Woodruff has faced, a 238 weighted on base average. That means they're not doing anything, but the left-hand side is what gives him a little bit of problems here, Jimmy. He's faced 131 batters from the left-hand side, a 354 weighted on base average, and the best part about this Pittsburgh lineup, they're built for lefties. Jimmy, we have 6 left-handed batters of the 8 eligible batters, and 5 of those, to me, are in a good plus situation. If we take a look at the middle of that lineup, Reynolds going to bat from the left-hand side at 381 weighted on base average. Cabrera from the left-hand side, 356. Bell from the left-hand side, 467. Moran from the left-hand side, 369, and Polanco 336. You have a chunk of 5 straight batters that should do some damage. And what are we talking about here, Jimmy? 3.5. Come on, man. Let's get these 4 runs and get this to the window.
I love it. I love it. Twatty pitched that on the morning show, and I just want to do a little bit more work on it. I did the work, came back, jumped on it with the guys. Now you're on it as well. Just filled with confidence now. Look at the numbers these guys have put up against Woodruff too. 14 for 34. Now they haven't hit a lot of power, just 2 doubles, but still, that's enough for a 944 OPS when your batting average is 412. I love it. I'm on it. I also took the full game over. So I doubled up here. I think Rookie Davis can get touched as well, but I'm hoping that the Pirates do most of the touching. I love it, Donnie. Parlay Poppy saying, love this team total over. CR says, already on Pittsburgh. I love it. Let's keep rolling, Donnie. What's next on the docket?
Yep, let's go for another team total. Then we'll dip into 2 sides here. The one team I love, and this is one of these teams, Jimmy, where you know how we enter into a season, you see the full season numbers, and you say, you know what, doesn't really make sense, or they don't tell the true tale. Well, when you look at the Washington Nationals offense, Jimmy, let's not forget a large portion of the season, no Turner, no Soto, and no Rendon. They're all back, and 1 through 8, they are healthy. Last night, now, it was kind of funny. It's a team total of 3.5. Lucchese's a really good pitcher for the Padres in a pitching ballpark. They touch him up for 4 runs in the top of the first inning, and we already cashed that team total. Anytime and I'm going to say this again, anytime the Washington Nationals are faced up against a left-handed pitcher, you have to take them. The numbers that they have are better than any numbers that I have seen when we look forward to going on and say, you know what, what's this matchup going to be? Take a look last night. Much better pitcher, as I said, with Lucchese. Now we're going to get Marjavicius on the mound today, which he's very good and gives up a lot of hits versus left-handed batters. But that's not where we're going to attack tonight, because the matchup to me, Jimmy, is this pitcher going against that lineup, not sort of vice versa, if that makes sense. And I'll explain it here in just a few moments. Against right-handed batters, he's faced 147 of them. Keep in mind, he is a left-handed pitcher. It's a 338 weighted on base average. You say, Donnie, that's not really elevated. That's not escalation, because from the left-hand side, Jimmy, it's a 461. But the value of this lineup, and keep in mind, I don't have the full lineup out right now for the Washington Nationals just yet, just a projected lineup. Take a look at this lineup, Jimmy. Now, the over-under that I took this morning was 4.5 at plus 115. It swung all the way to 4.5 to minus 110. But look at this lineup. Trey Turner, 433. Eaton, 365. Rendon, 483. Soto, 407. Kendrick, 444. Suzuki, 434. Dozier, 431. Robles, 411. It's like everybody is Babe Ruth in that lineup versus the left-handed pitcher. I can't pass it up. They're getting 5 runs tonight, Jimmy.
I think it's a great look. I don't want to double up here. I decided to focus on the Nationals' first 5. But Japheth has looked really bad in his last 3 starts, 15 earned runs, 22 hits. Over his last 12 innings, 11.25 ERA, 2.083 whip. But I completely understand the team total over. I think it's a really good look. And it works. It works with my Nationals first 5, so it gives me a lot of confidence. Viper NB says, I'm on the full game over. Trot Wham just saying you're straight fire. Mally Mal saying Nats and the over today. Parlay Poppy giving us stats against lefties, and they smash them. And he's on the Nats first 5 and the team total over 4.5. So he's jumped on both of our action. Farshad Asami says high scoring game for the Nationals. Donnie, I love it. I love where you're at. 2 plays that go directly with what I want to do with my late action. Let's keep rolling. I can't wait to hear these 2 sides you're on.
Yeah, quick 2 sides here that we could take a look at. And normally I like to take, inside, we can always go the 150s, the 160s, or take the dog. But I like to find one of those in that little wheelhouse range, like minus 120 or less, or maybe a short dog that has a legitimate shot to win. I think we're going to look tonight, Timmy, in this Tampa Bay Rays Boston Red Sox game. Now, both of these pitchers come in. I think it's a slight advantage that you're going to have with Tampa Bay, but we're looking overall at the lineup. You do like to see maybe an incomplete lineup. JD Martinez going to sit this one out for the Boston Red Sox. But let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays as a short dog, plus 101, anywhere plus 105. So they have a legitimate shot to win this one. If we look at Porcello in the season, his xFIP is 516. That is terrible. And if we take a look at his splits, Jimmy, 347 the lefties, 327 the righties. So both either average or elevated. So what are we going to take a look at, and why do we like this Tampa Bay offense? Meadows, 482 weighted on base average, Jimmy, versus righties. Pham, 401. Lau, 374. Garcia, 395. Choi, 366. So you're looking at the first 5 batters, all elevated batters with what we think they're going to do versus Porcello. I think long-term in this game, they can hang around in this one. I think their bats are better to Boston. And yeah, it's fun to back a dog every once in a while. It's a short dog, but I like those Tampa Bay Rays, Jimmy, right around that plus 101 to plus 105 for a short dog tonight.
Yeah, I guess, the market, I'm so hesitant to make a move when I've missed that line. And they're still at plus money, so I get why you'd still want to back them. But BetOnline opened these guys at plus 125, and they were smashed. Let's see what Pinnacle opened this up at. Pinnacle.
No, they were about the same. Yeah, a little sort of that incomplete lineup, which had shifted as soon as we knew the information that was coming out there. But you're right, it's hard to skip over. But it'd be easy to say, hey, you know what? I took it earlier today, but I'll just take it as it sits right now. I think they're the better team tonight. I think they win the game, and a little bit of plus money goes a long way for us.
I like it. I like the look. And you had to be real sharp with this book if you wanted it at the plus 125. Like with Pinnacle, it 13 cents dropped in 17 minutes. It was down all the way to plus 105 in just over 45 minutes. It was a 20-cent drop in over 45 minutes. So you had to have your hand on the button at 8:45 this morning to get it. So if it was at 9:25 at plus 105, it's still the same right now. It's plus 104. So it hasn't moved really in 8 hours. So but I completely get this look. I completely get this move. Let's see what the guys here. Red Girls on the Tampa Bay under. Grim Reaper saying under 4-0 in last 4 meetings in Boston. Moneyline Global leaning Red Sox. Russell Gordy says, yeah, I'm on the Rays, Donnie. Ron Lofton says, I need Rays at plus 120 or more to play Rays off the game. Elliot V going on the other side with the Red Sox money line. And then Viper NB says, Porcello is soft as bread and water. Like someone said in the morning show. Yeah, I believe it was our guy Cuban Connect. Didn't Cuban Connect say Porcello is soft as bread and water? And Gate Pass Key on Tampa on the run line, going for a big score. I like that look a lot. I've not made a move on Red Sox Rays, but I find that appealing. Just going to put a little note that Donnie's on it here, and maybe I jump on it soon. Donnie, what's the next side you're looking at?
Yeah, last one here. Let's get a little bit ugly in these games, Jimmy. Sort of the ones that we sort of pass over, get a chuckle out of and say, how could you back this type of pitcher? Same way we did last Friday when I said, we're going to back Baltimore in this situation. Just an awful shot. They get down 5-0 and actually come back and win that baseball game last Friday. Here's another similar one that we're going to look at, and it's going to be between the Chicago White Sox and the Kansas City Royals. We took a slight dog in the previous game with Tampa Bay going on the road because Tampa Bay's a pretty good ball club. Now, the White Sox are playing a little bit better, but we're going to back Homer Bailey in this home spot here, Jimmy. Anywhere between minus 114 to minus 119s are showing up on the board, and here's the reason why. Look, Homer Bailey isn't that good of a pitcher, but I think he's the lesser of two evils versus the guy that the Kansas City Royals are going to face today. If we take a look at Homer Bailey, 410 xFIP, it's not that good. And weighted on base average to lefties, 326, 359 to righties. But I'm not sure that this lineup on the road for the White Sox can overcome the deficiencies of Homer Bailey. But more so, the fact that I'm looking at this game is because I like Kansas City's offense versus Ivan Nova. If you have a pitcher, Jimmy, that's not overpowering in today's game, that doesn't strike a lot of guys out, a lot of balls go in play, I like the home team in this type of environment. Because if we take a look at Nova this year, Jimmy, 449 xFIP, but also take a look at his weighted on base averages to both sides of the plate, 416 to lefties and 379 to righties. Everybody in that lineup should be able to get off for the Kansas City Royals. I know we're back in Homer Bailey. The same way last week, I believe, what was it, Andrew Cashner on Friday night? It's okay. You can take some of these fleas and still come up with roses. We'll go Kansas City Royals today because I think Nova gets touched up tonight, Jimmy.
Ooh. Oh, that's exciting, Donnie, because that goes right up. So we have a famous capper on our chat, Matt Randall, who's been giving us the taint play of the day for some time now. And the record of the taint play of the day is spectacular. Unbelievable. It's hitting at such an alarmingly high rate. But he's coming off a loss, and he is backing the White Sox.
There you go.
He's backing the White Sox. Right. So I studied it all afternoon and tried to figure out, should I back the taint play of the day? And I got so hung up on Homer Bailey's numbers against this White Sox group. They are 6 for 24 against Homer Bailey with 5 singles, 1 double, and 0 RBIs. They have a .292 slugging percentage against Homer Bailey. And I see what you're talking about. I absolutely see what you're talking about. Russell Gordy says, yeah, Donnie, we smoking the same gas. And Flipper13 says, going opposite of the taint. A lot of people on the back in the White Sox. Ron Fig says, I'm auto fade Bailey or nothing kind of guy. So this is what I've done, Donnie. It's so interesting that you're going up against the taint with the White Sox. I decided I like the numbers against both these lineups. And I agree that the Royals have stronger numbers. I ended up taking the first 5 under 5.5. I'm betting that they don't get to 6 runs. That's a lot of runs early. I'm betting that they don't get there. So I am on the under 5.5, first 5 in that spot. But I love that look. And your call last Friday on the Orioles was spectacular. And I can't wait to talk next Friday when you are on the show to see if you won the battle against Taint Play of the Day. Donnie versus Taint. Wow. Heavyweight matchup. Oh, I love it. Donny Right Side, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you on these Fridays. Where can we find you on Twitter? What other shows you got going on?
Yep, as usual, at Right Side VP on Twitter, do the afternoon show, The Closing Line, right out of WCKG Chicago. Also, me and Teddy do that show, That Betting Show, which comes out around 4 o'clock. It's a lot of fun, Jimmy. I love coming on here because I don't get a lot of chance to be in the live chat boxes anymore, which that'll change coming up in the fall. But it's interesting. I like, King Rail's going to come up. You have a huge NBA game tonight. By the way, real quick on that NBA game, Jimmy, I just went super square, took the +6 in the last game, and came up roses. So I'll watch in to see what King Rail and the boys have to say about that next game. But I know you love horse racing. What a big day for you tomorrow. We got hockey on Sunday night where the Cup is going to be in the building. What a better time to be here at sportsbookreview.com, right? Oh, it's all love. It's all fun, Jimmy. I love it, man.
It's so much fun. It's such a great time of year. And rolling with the Raptors on the money lines, been paying. Had the Blues last night. They've got 6 straight in NHL playoffs, which is just so exciting. But, Tony, I know we got to go. But I just got to ask you one question on this docket, if you don't mind. And I know we got to go, but
go ahead.
What are you doing with Michael Pineda in his start today? Is he an auto fade at this point? Do you think maybe that break was maybe good for him? Do you have a plan of how you're attacking Pineda and the Twins-Tigers matchup?
Yeah, you know what's interesting, Jimmy? Because I looked at that. Because, when we talk about Boyd on the mound, he's, to me, the only backable pitcher that you can have on Detroit. They should be able to put up the runs, but I'm always hesitant because I know you got to take that recency bias out of your head. When you take a look at the Twins, that lineup mashes, whether it's a lefty pitcher, righty pitcher, no matter what. But Pineda can be hit. If there's any time that you're going to go against the Twins, Jimmy, and take the Tigers, wouldn't it be this matchup?
It would, but again, I'm hesitant. I can completely understand. R2D2 saying Boyd first 5. Let me just take a quick look at what you are getting here, if you would, where it had the balls to fade the Twins. It's just not enough. I mean, full game here. I mean, is this first 5? This is full game. The Tigers open up as a slight dog, +108. There's been a 7-cent move towards the Twins. And if you wanted to focus on Pineda, just focus on that first 5, then, I mean, the Twins are favored, but not much. I mean, you're getting -105 +100. I guess what I'm saying is it's not enough. I'm not getting enough to fade the Twins here, and I'm not going to do
Yeah,
it.
because just real quick on that game, too, with Pineda. I mean, he's a right-handed pitcher. When you take a look at that lineup that's going to go against him with Detroit, it looks good on paper, Jimmy, but versus right-handed batters, Dixon has a 354 weighted on base average. That is the best. When we talk about like Miguel Cabrera, 294 weighted on base average with a .053 ISO. This lineup just doesn't hit righties. And as we like to say, if you have a bad pitcher, we need some offense to exploit that bad pitcher. It's hard going against the Twins in the spot here.
Well, I could keep you here for 2 hours. One last question, Donny. Our guy, Joey Anisi, work play of the day is the Dodgers team total first 5 over 2.5. It's over 2.5 at no juice. Do you think that they're putting too much faith in how the Giants always play the Dodgers tough? I mean, Pomeranz has looked terrible.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, this is one of those, and we talked, I said at the beginning of the show, when you looked at the Yankees yesterday with Edwin Jackson, you say, I don't understand. Like, why isn't the team total like 9.5 or something like that? Because when you take the Dodgers, lefty, righty, it seems like no matter who they put in, Jimmy, everybody's numbers are elevated off that. I don't care that it's a pitcher's ballpark. He should get touched up because Pomeranz 343 to lefties as a weighted on base average, 444 to righties. And we're talking about the Dodgers here. This isn't like a light lineup that comes in limping into the game. This is a team that can rake. I don't get it. I would be on the over. Why not?
And would you focus on Pomeranz and just focus on the first 5 rather than taking a side?
No. You know why I wouldn't do that, Jimmy? If this game, the Dodgers were at home, I would agree with you because I want the full 5 at-bats in order to get through the first 5. But when we're talking about a road team here that's devastating, how many times have you watched Dodger games, Jimmy, where they don't have the team total or a cover, and in innings 7, 8, and 9, they're bombing away? Give me 9 at-bats against this Giants team. Give me the full game with the team total as opposed to the first 5.
Yeah, I hear that, and we've seen that. Great stuff. Donny Right Side, thank you so much for joining us. Right Side VP, check him out on Twitter. A great follow. I'm sure all you guys already are following him, but please, what a great guy. Thank you so much for joining us, Donny.
Awesome. Enjoy your weekend, Jimmy. Thanks again. We'll do it next Friday.
Love it. Okay, we have King Rail coming in, a giant basketball game to talk about, but first, Rafa, can we get to the Mr. Fat Fist play of the day for UFC Chicago tomorrow night?
What's up, Jimmy? What's up, lowbaggers? Mr. Fat Fist back at it again, on the grind, watching fight tape all week long, still watching fight tape. First off, I want to apologize for last week. Demir shit the bet on us. Giagos used his wrestling well, end up gassing out Demir pretty early. But on to this week's picks. Remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. What I got for you is Yannick Zoen to beat Angela Hill. She's a much better fighter everywhere. Better stand-up, better grappling, better wrestling, better takedowns, better jiu-jitsu, you name it. But what I'm doing is I'm going to parlay her with Valentina Shevchenko and John Jones. Now, you can get Yan at minus 160 at 5 dimes. You can get Valentina Shevchenko at minus 985 at Sports International. And you can get John Jones at 5 dimes as well, and you get him at 595. That's going to get you plus odds. Now, I understand if you want to cash your bet out this week, if you want to parlay just the girls, you're going to get minus 125 to minus 130-ish, depending on your book. Totally understandable. I also have a prop play for y'all, and it's Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Ai, not to go the distance. You can get that at 5 dimes as well, and you can get that at minus 105. Hope you like the picks. Let's cash these bets. Let's cash these checks. Till next time, léchez des bookmakers.
There he is, Mr. Fat Fist. Check him out on his YouTube channel, Mr. Fat Fist, and on Twitter at Mr. Fat Fist. There he is right there. Let's bring in our NBA expert, Mr. King Rail, joining us from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so much for joining us. Love having you on these Fridays. Always our last guest of the week, putting a bow on the week, and we do it with our guy, Mr. King Rail. I jumped on the Raptors money line. Man, did I watch you eat in Game 3. Winner after winner after winner, and it put a big smile on my face. Right now, if you want... Oh, sorry, that's first half. If you want the Raptors, there's 5s back on the board. Interesting. So the Warriors opened at minus 4.5. It was 4.5 for a long time, but now it's 5s across the board. Let's see the money line. If you want the Raptors now, you could have got better than money coming in on the Warriors as we speak. Wow. Interesting. Man, I was wrong. I thought money would keep coming in on the Raptors or it would stay the same, and I was wrong. I could get the Raptors right now at plus 190 at 5 times. Wild turn of events. And for this total, opens at 216, now at 215 or 214.5. King, take it away, my guy.
Man, Jimmy, I'm not afraid, bro. And on Wednesday, bro, I think that's probably one of my best days I've ever had. Shit, as a man, I think since came close to my wedding day, bro. 12-0 on NBA bets, nothing but goddamn plus money after plus money after plus money. So yeah, hopefully I can repeat that shit again. But thank you as always for having me on the show, Jim. Love you. Nothing but respect to you and the rest of the guys watching. Raps over here, bro. I think money's coming in a little bit on Golden State because Looney is game time, so they'll figure Looney be out there. I'm not afraid of fucking Looney. I mean, you telling me you put 2 hurt players out there on the court and now I'm supposed to be afraid? I did miss the 5.5, so I'm already I have him at plus 4.5. I'm confident. I'm fine with the 4.5. I mean, I'm gonna take the points regardless in this situation. But I think it's just because of Looney, Jim, why money is starting to come in. Game time decision, and we see how Boogie Cousins played. I mean, this man has 15 turnovers in his couple of games coming back, bro. So I understand why they want Looney out there.
Yeah, I'd be if Looney comes in, is he going to be tentative? Are we going to see him bang? I'd be very, very, very interested. The guys who've been backing the Warriors continue to back them. And shout out to you, Joe and Isi. Much love to you. I just feel like the Raptors have a big advantage. And the fact that they're considering putting in Looney right now, banged up, they're rushing back. Clay, they're scared. They're nervous right now. And I'm very happy that your confidence has maintained. So what are your official plays right now before we get into the props market? And are you making a move on this total?
Well, Jim, I got a whole bunch of plays. Like I said, I'm trying to repeat. And yeah, they have to play Looney out there. I mean, I give you my plays real fast, but there's a couple of things I just want to touch on. When it comes to role players, I mean, we only as good as our supporting cast. I mean, your show is great. And I watch how you elevate, but you have a great group of guys watching the show. You bring great guests on, and you keep it going. Right now, Golden State don't have that cast of players. When you look at what Raptors have, Gasol is 14 for 28, 20 rebounds in this series. Lowry is 14 for 36. He's hit 9 threes, 20 assists. Van Fleet is killing it on the offensive end, and he has 6 steals on the defensive end. Danny Green is 11 for 22 for three-point line. And Kawhi and Siakam, 49 for 102 combined made shots. 54 rebounds between the two, 30 assists, and 14 fouls in 3 games. I'm sorry, no comparison over here, and I know I may get slammed for this, but when I have to compare a duo of players right now, I know Siakam is young. My man Max hit me up with it too and let me know he's not as good a defender as Pippen, but this is the closest thing I've seen to Jordan and Pippen in my generation watching basketball when it comes to what Siakam and Kawhi are doing right now. Kawhi is playing like Jordan. My man Max also hit me with a stat, Jimmy. 13 games where he went over 30 already in the postseason. Kobe has 14 and LeBron has 14. I mean, he's right there, bro. Jordan and Pippen, my only opinion from what I've seen. So you asked me about my plays over here. One, I had to take the Cousins prop, Jim. That's one play that I'm high on. I'm high on a couple of props over here. I know you want to wait to get into the props, but I'm high on the prop over here with Cousins under 18.5 points and rebounds. Now that shit's sitting at 17. Last time I checked, so I beat the market on that. Full game plays, Jim. Bro, I'm on Raptors, Golden State first half over 105, and I'm on Raptors. I didn't take the money line over here. I want to take my dollar more, Jim. I don't want the plus 80. I DM'd you about it, man. I'm on the plus 270. 270. I think it's 275 I took. I could go back and check while you respond, but it's 275 I took Raptors minus 3.5. If Raptors win this game, it'll be by more than 4 points. I think that's better than the money line. If you take them to win the money line, it's not going to be a 1-point game, a 2-point game in Golden State. It's going to either be they win by 5 or more, or they lose the game.
Interesting look, because I sort of felt like with Clay back, this game could come down to the wire. Interesting that you like it to be, a cushioned win. Very interesting. Ski Profit coming in saying Warriors minus 5 and Warriors to win the series at plus 114, leaning to the under. King, talking about you getting beating the market by a point with the Boogie Cousins spot. I beat the market by a rebound and assist. Well, one rebound or assist, I should say, with the Kyle Lowry prop. I got 10.5. Now, I guess I didn't really beat it like I'm saying because it was heavily juiced when I got it. I got it at 10.5 at minus 140, but it's now at 11.5. 11.5. So that makes me feel good to get that there. That's my prop. And I agree with everybody kind of leaning towards the under. I really do. I really agree with everyone leaning towards the under. But at this point, I feel like I have such an edge with my two bets, Raptors money line and Lowry over rebounds and assists, that I don't want to get in the way of anything. I don't want to risk something where I'm not as confident in it. Let's talk about what we expect from Klay Thompson tonight. Could you give me a guess of what you think his line will be tonight?
And this is my whole thing, Jimmy. I know your show, you talk about like every sport. You break down everything. But on King's Court, man, my show's been revolved around basketball. I watched so much basketball this year. I came on the SBR around this time last year as well. I've watched so much fucking basketball, man. I go back and watch the games again in the morning when everybody else is getting up in the morning doing certain things. I'm fucking watching the game again. I'm putting the game on. I'm rolling up my joint. I'm rewatching the basketball game again and again. I don't care if Golden State win, they win. But I don't think this team wins. When it comes to a total spot, Jimmy, I like the over here. Golden State has only scored 109 points in all three of these games. First game, they scored 109 points. Second game, they scored 109 points. Third game, they scored 109 points. They've only won 2 quarters in this entire fucking series. That was game 1, third quarter, game 2, third quarter. Those are the only quarters this team has won. You guys with this Golden State shit, not you, Jim, but a lot of people, man, y'all talk about bias and recency bias. You guys are hanging a lot on a hurt fucking team. I've watched a lot of basketball this year. The Raptors are playing like a team. They are scoring 111 points, 150 points. They're playing the same pace that Golden State's playing at 97.7. They're playing, making Golden State play at their pace. Golden State is not a good defending team. The Raptors can defend the fucking shit. You're asking, I'm sorry, man, Jimmy, let me calm down, bro. I get emotional about this shit because I just don't understand all the love for the Golden State Warriors, man. Curry, he can't win this shit by himself. Now you put a hurt Klay Thompson out there, and what are you going to do in the offensive end? All he's going to do is stand there and take his spot-up shots, because guess what he's going to do in the defensive end? He's going to run around and chase somebody. They're going to make sure they put somebody on him that he's going to have to run around and chase. He can't guard Kawhi. He definitely can't guard Kawhi, so who's going to put him on Van Fleet, who is knocking down shit and killing shit too? Lowry, who is knocking down shit and killing shit too? You're taking him off the best. He's the best defender you have. And you're taking him off the best player on the opposite team. That's a recipe for a fucking disaster. And he's hurt.
I hear you. I absolutely hear you. Seth Hagen says they just beat a Clayless Warriors team after losing to a Warriors team with Klay. But we beat a Klay Warriors team in game 1. So I don't know if that fully works, Seth. But I love you dearly. Love having you in the chat. Elliot V says Warriors will show up tonight. Turn up whenever they want, especially backs against the wall. And as soon as you said over, you started getting a lot of backing on that over. Aloha, Eastside Rolla, great capper. He says over, baby. Normel says you're right, Rail. And then Farsha Asami, a guy I love too, says, Jimmy, I'm on Warriors -5 and over, and Warriors big. Grim Reaper says we can't use stats from the last 4 years. We got to use 2019 stats. That's another thing that I really agree with. This is not the same team, and we talked about that in Game 3. Game 3, more tickets were on the Raptors, and the stat came out saying the Warriors are 18-0 when there's more tickets on the others, on their opponent. 18-0 and 15-3 against the spread, average victory of spread of 8.6 points. Well, the Raptors didn't even break a sweat. The only person sweating was Boogie's ass sweat on the bench. Ron Lofton says under 19 for Klay. I can see him re-injuring his hammy early. Capo17 says, Klay, what are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, so can you give me a guess on Klay? What do you think he does points-wise?
This is something we talked about last night on King's Court. I was asking my man Max. I'm like, I like Klay under points tonight. I don't know. I can't say so much about Curry. What if Curry have a bad night? Golden State backers. Curry is 13 for 33 for threes. He has 7 turnovers. Draymond Green, a prop that I'm high on, I got earlier at 23.5, is now sitting at 24.5, maybe 25 some spots now. But Draymond Green is 14 for 35 from field goals, 14 for 15 from free throws. He has 15 turnovers, but he has 27 rebounds as well. Draymond Green I think I had Cousins' numbers wrong, too. I think Cousins only has 7 turnovers. I'm sorry about confusing him with Green. When you look at the rest of this team, Iggy's 4 for 13 from threes. He's 1 for 2 for field goals, for free throws. This team can't get to the line. They can't defend. You're right, Jimmy. You can't go on year stats. If we go on year stats, then if you guys are using using stats, and you're taking out the best player in the world right now, and that's KD, you have to go back to that first year to Golden State won a championship and the year they lost it, because those numbers all point against Golden State Warriors the year they won and the year they lost. So I'm not understanding the backing here of Golden State, and it frustrates me so much when I'm seeing the backing. But every time I talk to somebody about why Golden State's going to win, nobody is giving me a this year stat, Jimmy. They're not giving me a this year clear stat. When you're missing your best fucking playmaker, and the guy who plays decoy out there is hurt, and your center, Looney, he's lucky to even be over here because they really need him right now, is hurt, and you need him to start with Boogie Cousins. That's problems, bro. That's fucking problems. Over. The only way Golden State beat this team is if they score points. Their defense won't stop the Raptors from scoring points, you guys. Their defense is not there. The Raptors are the best defensive team. The only way Golden State beat the Raptors is if they outscore the Raptors, not out-defend the Raptors. But when it comes to Clay under, Jimmy. I can't wait to do King's Court, man. I'm about to turn up.
I can't wait to watch King's Court. I love it. Seth Hagen says, after Game 2, Raptors backers were worried. Now we are going off Game 3. Got to be careful here. He says Raptors Game 3 was a must-win. They showed up. Tonight is a must-win for the Warriors. Game-to-game series. Wow. Very, 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 very exciting here. And let's look at some of these books. At Heritage, there's been a 35-cent move towards the Warriors in the last hour and 25 minutes. Wow. A 35-cent move towards the Warriors. Unbelievable. Chad Costanza says, King, Raptors over 105.5 team total. What do you think of the Raps team total?
That's a play I have on my list as well, too. I was going to get that on King's Court. It was just a lean for me right now. I haven't made it an official, but I like the team total. Like I said, I don't see how Golden State can stop this team. I see Ski saying in the chat, man, same old song. Golden State don't win without KD. And I'm going to sing that song all the way until the Raptors win. And what's funny, Jim, you know everybody talking about writing scripts? This is the script that I have in my head right now. Raptors win tonight. They go home and win in Toronto. What bigger thing is that, Jim? What would that say? How would that look for the NBA, for the league, for all that shit, for the Raptors to go win in Toronto? I mean, your whole country's gonna be turned up. I'm so tired of quoting Drake lyrics too, because I'm not even a huge Drake fan like that. I'm just doing it to troll everybody on fucking Twitter with Drake lyrics. But I'm running down lyrics. Y'all need to hurry up and win this shit, Jimmy. And I hope y'all win it in Toronto, man, because that's going to put y'all on the map. And NBA wants Kawhi there. They need him in the East. They need KD in the East. And then Kyrie in the East. They have to find a way to balance this shit out. I've been watching too much basketball to see they have to balance it out. Because if they don't balance it out, everybody's going to be out west. And then they're going to have to change the structure of how they even do all the seasons and everything like that. They need the East to be to maintain some kind of dominance.
I love it. I love it. I mean, it just makes me feel so good to hear it, and I can't wait to watch it. King, we need to talk about WNBA quickly. I know you and Jay are just smashing it right now. People in the comment section asking about it. We don't have a lot of time. What are your looks on the WNBA card tonight?
WNBA, I hear a lot of people talking about they like Fever. I completely stayed off of that game. Only well with players if I did it with a teaser, and I would tease the Mystics down, and I will tease the Wings up. Wings are 0-3, but the Fever are a bad team too. They've been a bad team for the past couple of years. I'm not going to hang 5.5 versus another bad team who's desperate for a victory. So if I had any play on that, it would probably be the Wings +5, but no play on that. I did tweet out earlier, Mystics first full game -8.5. I personally took the first half as well, -4.5, but I see those lines creep up. Fade, Liberty. Liberty is a fade. Don't back this team at all. I mean, they were 7 or something last year. They're going to be worse this year. I don't even see this Liberty team winning 2 or 3 games this year. It's going to be hard for this team to win anything. They're young and they're inexperienced, and they're very, very young and fragile. So I don't even know if they win 3 games this year. Probably the only team in WNBA who gets worse this year.
Wow. And my guy Ron Walsek says, Rail, is Dallas that bad? 5-point underdogs to Fever? And he has the over in the Mystic Liberty game.
When it comes to Mystics that put up points. Liberty play no defense. There'll be a lot of fouls coming from the Liberty side of basketball. It'll be a lot of fouls coming from the Liberty side of basketball. If anybody gets that game over, it will be the Mystics because of the Liberty defense. But I wouldn't bank on it. 166 is something that's high. I would say let the total go up a little bit. Maybe 10 points early in WNBA and always shoot up, and then maybe take the under. Or if you still like the over, hopefully it dropped, but the fact that Liberty isn't scoring and the Mystics defense is coming to play. So personally, I would say in play the total. Don't take the total. Your best bet would be taking the Mystics. And no, Fever should not be minus 5.5 points. I haven't seen enough for them to be that, even though they are at home. And the Wings have traded away some pieces. They're still trying to get right. No diggers either over there. So, yeah, they're a bad team as well. They're a team that's rebuilding right now. But I still want to give up on them this early in the season, a team that's looking for its first win.
Oh, great stuff. Great stuff, King Rail. Man, your show's going to be popping tonight. Popping tonight. Tell me where we can find you guys or find you on Twitter, and tell me a little bit about who's on the show this evening.
My man Jay Money as usual. My man, come watch us, man. Jay been killing some baseball too, and my man Max been killing this NBA with us, man. Everybody, and Jimmy, shout out to you, brother. I watched you grow. I've been around for a long time. Jimmy, watch you do your own shows by yourself. I watched when you came to SBR and you out there hanging with Spidey and you locked out the building. So now you run the whole goddamn zoo, man. Your growth is spectacular. You're killing it in NHL. And the rest of us, we look up to you. And me, Jay, and Max are trying to do the same thing right now in these NBA playoffs and NBA finals and kill it like you. And next year, when Kings Court roll around again, man, I hope my growth is seen like your growth is seen, man. We salute you, man. We appreciate you, and good luck tomorrow with the horses, Jimmy.
Oh, man, thank you for those kind words, man. Thank you so much. I just feel like we are a team here, and we're working together, we're growing together, learning together, getting better together. And I just love the opportunity to work with you guys every day. Thank you for the kind words. And yes, tomorrow is a big day. Belmont Stakes, baby. Belmont Stakes. And this is the last chance I really get to talk about it until tomorrow. And we all have our Bovada promo code rolling right now. Jump on it. Especially, it's just for first accounts. You get your bonus, plus you get a $20 free bet to add on. And I would put that free bet on spinoff at 15-1. Turn that $20 into 300. Oh, man, what a treat it is to roll with you guys. Marshall Hoffman on Bruins in 7. If you want the Bruins to win the series, and that makes more sense to me than taking Bruins to win Game 6 and rolling it over to Game 7, because Game 7 will be big favorites, I would take the Bruins to win the series right now. It's at plus 240. Oh, man, what a treat it is to roll with you guys. What a treat. Okay, this is my action. And then watch Kings Court in 19 minutes. I'm on Raptors at plus 175. I'm on the Lowry over 10.5 rebounds and assists at minus 140. Then I already cashed for the Cubs at minus 119. I'm on the Indians at plus 108. Then I'm on the Rockies Mets over 7.5 at minus 118. Then I'm on the Marlins Braves first 5 under 4 at minus 120. That's also Lamont Williams max bet. I'm on the Rangers first 5 at minus 115, expecting Lance Lynn to bounce back. I'm on the Pirates team total over 3.5 at minus 103. I'll play Twatty, tried to get me on in the morning. I'll play endorsed by Donny Right Side. I'm on the full game over 9.5 at plus 100. And that was a play that was disliked by a lot of the great cappers in our chat, was the full game over, which was interesting to hear so many guys on the under. I'm on the White Sox Royals first 5 under 5.5 at minus 101. The taint play of the day is the White Sox and the sausage selection plus Donny Right Side on the Royals. Going to be interesting to see how that breaks down. And then I'm on the Nationals first 5 at minus 115, and that is my action. Man, I love you guys so much. Oh, and Ski Prophet saying, Jimmy, Mystics, Rail, and I agree. I was looking at it, but it's 9.5, Ski. 9.5. You still think there's value? At 9.5? So early in the season with a road team at 9.5? Maybe I'll hit you on Twitter. I got 17 minutes to make that decision. You guys, we have no show without you. Thank you so much for all your support. And before we move on, we have a guy who finally broke his losing streak, Freddie Fortune. Hello. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, look at the camera.
Yeah, let's look at it. Sure.
Not working properly.
Oh, that's a little too far in. Okay, that's a little too far out. All right. Let's try to be cool here.
Okay.
Okay. What's going on, Freddie?
Well, it's Friday in almost every country of the world. There are some countries where it's Saturday already.
Wow, that's a very interesting story. Freddie.
Yes, I know how time zones work.
That's very interesting.
Do you know how they work?
Yes, I do. But we need to hear your action here, Freddie. We need to hear your action. How are you? You okay? You got off the losing streak.
Yes, thanks to my dear Marquetta.
Yes, you did.
It's really silent in here.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I have something in my ears that bothers me every single second of my life.
Okay.
It's
well,
called tinnitus.
I don't know what that is. And
Yeah, it's like a beep
Okay.
on your ear the entire time.
this is riveting, Freddie.
I'm happy, but I'm also very concerned because I won, so I won't be kicked out of my basement.
That's good to hear.
But I don't think that my mom loves me as she did before.
No, I think that's a fair assessment.
I can feel it in her hugs
Yeah.
and when she kisses me in the forehead before I go to sleep.
Jesus.
Yes. I'm not sure if she loves me or she's just there for my money, like kind of a gold digger, but she's my mom.
I don't know. Well, which forehead is she kissing?
I don't understand your
Okay,
question.
No problem.
I just have one forehead.
Okay.
People say I have 5, but I just have one.
Okay, great stuff, Freddie. You're really rocking at a brisk pace here.
Thank you.
I'd love to hear what you're on.
I'm on the same person that gave me a win yesterday. Marketa Vondrosova to win over Ashley Barty, which made me lose my previous bet
Okay.
at plus 140.
Oh,
At
big
bet
plus
360,
line.
yes, at bet 365. This is for the French Open finals
Yeah.
for women.
Well, that's exciting stuff, Freddie. That's exciting stuff.
I got 400 followers today.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes.
All right.
Retweet my tweet, please.
Sure, I will. I will. Thank you
Thank
for all your glory,
you.
Freddie. And you did bring the energy down a bit.
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in like days now.
Okay.
Please, can they don't pay us?
Leche!
Please.
Hey, those bookmakers!
Hey, that